Hello mga math aaral! Welcome to my Taglish step-by-step math video tutorial. In this video, I am going to discuss slope of a line. What is slope and slope of the line? In math, slope is used to describe the steepness and direction of lines. So this is a graphical representation of the slope of a line. The ratio of the change in y, or the vertical rise, to the change in x, or the horizontal run, is the slope of the line. A line can be described by its steepness or slope. The slope m of a line can be computed by finding the quotient of the rise and the run. And that is represented by this formula. M equals rise divided by run, where m here is the slope. Note that a basic property of a line other than vertical line is that its slope is constant. The slope of the horizontal line is 0, while that of the vertical line is undefined. A vertical line does not represent a linear function. The value of the slope m tells the trend of the graph. So if m is positive, or if m is greater than 0, then the graph is increasing from left to right. If m is negative, or m is less than 0, then the graph is decreasing from left to right. If m is 0, then the graph is a horizontal line. If m is undefined, then the graph is a vertical line. Let's have finding the slope of a line from a graph. You can determine the slope of a line from its graph by looking at the rise and run. One characteristic of a line is that its slope is constant all the way along it. So you can choose any 2 points along the graph of the line to figure out the slope. Let's look at an example. So this is the graph of the line. I choose these 2 points along the graph of the line to figure out the slope. This point is the ordered pair 2, 1, and this point is 6, 3. To find the slope, we use the formula m equals rise divided by run. So I will use this point as my starting point. So from this point, I will move vertically upward until in line with another point on the line, such as 6, 3. So let's count. So from this point, we have 1, 2. The rise is 2 units. Rise is positive 2. Positive because we move upward. Next, from this point, move horizontally to the point 6, 3. So let's count. So from this point, 1, 2, 3, 4. The run is 4 units. Run is positive because we move to the right. 2 over 4 is equal to 1/2. Therefore, the slope of this line is 1/2. Let's have activity number 1. Count me. Directions. Use the graph to find the slope of the two lines. So from this graph, we have the blue line and the red line. So for us to find the slope of these two lines here, we're going to use the formula m equals rise over run. So I will start with the blue line. So I will use this point as my starting point. So from this point, I will move vertically upward until it is in line with the other point. So let's count 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 4 units. So rise now is equal to positive 4. Why positive 4? Because we count upward. Then from this point, going to this point is 1 unit. So our run is positive 1. Why positive 1? Because we move to the right. M now is equal to 4 over 1. And 4 over 1 is equal to 4. So the slope of the blue line is equal to 4. How about the red line? So again, to find the slope, we are going to use m equals rise over run. So I will use this point as my starting point. Then I will move vertically upward until it is in line with the other point. So from this point, I will count 1. So the rise is 1 unit. So our rise is positive 1. So from this point, I will move to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. So our run is positive 4. So the slope of the red line is equal to 1 over 4. Let's have finding the slope given an equation. There are two types of equation. These are slope-intercept form, and it is expressed in the form y equals mx plus b. Number 2, standard form, that is expressed in the form ax plus by equals c. So in finding the slope given an equation, the equation must be in the slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. It is slope-intercept form because m here represents the slope. And b here represents the y-intercept. Again, our m here is the slope. Let's have activity number 3. Find me. Directions. Determine the slope of each line given the following equations. So these are now our equations. As you can see, number 1, 2, and 3 is already in the form y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope of the equation. Therefore, the number before x or the number beside x is our slope. So for number 1, we have y equals 2x minus 5. The number beside or before x is 2. So our slope or m now is equal to positive 2. Number 2, y equals negative 3x plus 7. So this is mx. So the value of m here is negative 3. So our slope for number 2 is negative 3. For number 3, we have y equals x plus 6. This is now our mx. The number beside or before x is 1. Thus, m is equal to 1. For number 3, the slope is 1. For numbers 4, 5, and 6, we need to rewrite the equation into slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. So let's rewrite number 4. 2x minus y equals 5. 2x must be on the right side of the equation. So transposing now positive 2x to right side of the equation, it will become negative 2x. Just copy positive 5 and negative y. Our y must be positive. So to make this negative y positive, we multiply both sides of the equation by negative 1. So I multiply negative 1 here and negative 1 on the other side. Negative 1 times negative y is equal to y. Negative 2x times negative 1 is equal to positive 2x. Positive 5 times negative 1 is negative 5. So it is now written in y equals mx plus 5. So our m here is 2. Thus, the slope is positive 2. For number 5, the given is 7x minus 3y minus 10 equals 0. 7x and negative 10 must be written on the other side. So, transposing 7x to the right side of the equation, it will become negative x. And negative 10 will become positive 10. Then just copy negative 3y. To get rid of negative 3, we divide both sides by negative 3. So negative 3y divided by negative 3 is equal to y. Then negative 7x divided by negative 3 is equal to positive 7x over 3. Positive 10 divided by negative 3 is equal to negative 10 over 3. This can be written as y equals 7 over 3 x minus 10 over 3. Thus, our m here is 7 over 3. Our slope is 7 over 3. And for number 6, the given is 2y plus 4 equals 10x. Positive 4 must be written on the other side. So, transposing positive 4, it will become negative 4. So, we have now 2y equals 10x minus 4. To get rid of 2, we divide both sides by 2. So, 2y divided by 2 is equal to y. 10x divided by 2 is equal to 5x. And negative 2 divided by negative 4 divided by 2 is equal to negative 2. Our m here now is positive 5. Thus, the slope is positive 5. Let's have finding the slope given 2 points. In finding the slope given 2 points, the slope formula to be used is m equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Let's have example number 1. Find the slope of the line given the 2 points negative 2, 3, and 5, 6. So let negative 2, 3 is equal to x sub 1, y sub 1. And 5, 6 is the x sub 2 and y sub 2. So since this is the first point, this is now our x sub 1 and y sub 1. And the second point will be x sub 2 and y sub 2. So the given are x sub 1 equals negative 2, x sub 2 equals positive 5, y sub 1 equals 3, and y sub 2 equals 6. So given the formula m equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1, let's just substitute these values. So our y sub 2 is positive 6 minus our y sub 1 is positive 3 all over x sub 2 is positive 5 minus our x sub 1 is negative 2. Simplifying this, we have now 6 minus 3 is equal to 3. Then 5 minus negative 2 is equal to positive 7. Thus, the slope is 3 over 7. Let's have activity number 3. What's the slope? Directions. Find the value of slope given the following points, after which tell the trend of the graph. So these are the points. So for number 1, the given are negative 3 is our x sub 1, positive 2 is our x sub 2, positive 7 is the y sub 1, and negative 5 is the y sub 2. So substituting in the formula, we have our y sub 2 is negative 5 minus our y sub 1 is positive 7. X sub 2 is positive 2 minus our x sub 1, which is negative 3. Simplifying this, we have negative 5 minus 7 is negative 12. 2 minus negative 3 is positive 5. Or it can be written as negative 12 over 5. Our slope is negative 12 over 5. Since our slope is less than 0, the trend of the graph is decreasing from left to right. Let's have number 2. The given are x sub 1 is positive 2, x sub 2 is positive 6, our y sub 1 is positive 3, and our y sub 2 is positive 5. So using the formula, m equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Just substitute the values. Y sub 2 is 5 minus our y sub 1 is 3. X sub 2 is positive 6 minus our x sub 1 is positive 2. 5 minus 3 is equal to positive 2. 6 minus 2 is equal to 4. 2/4 is equal to 1/2. Thus, since our m is greater than 0, the trend of the graph is increasing from left to right. For numbers 3 and 4, we have the following points. For number 3, our x sub 1 is negative 3. Our x sub 2 is positive 3. Our y sub 1 is positive 3. And our y sub 2 is also positive 3. So using the formula, just substitute the following. So y sub 2 is 3 minus our y sub 1 is positive 3. X sub 2 is positive 3 minus our x sub 1 is negative 3. So 3 minus 3 is equal to 0. 3 minus negative 3 is equal to positive 6. 0 divided by 6 is equal to 0. Since m is equal to 0, the trend of the graph is a horizontal line. For number 4, we have x sub 1 is positive 2. X sub 2 is also positive 2. Our y sub 1 is negative 5. And our y sub 2 is positive 5. Using the formula, substitute the following. So y sub 2 is equal to positive 5 minus y sub 1 is negative 5. X sub 2 is positive 2 minus x sub 1 is positive 2. 5 minus negative 5 is equal to positive 10. 2 minus 2 is equal to 0. 10 divided by 0 is undefined. Thus, since m is undefined, the trend of the graph is a vertical line. Thank you for watching mga mat-aaral. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share my YouTube channel. Until next time, God bless!